On a gray London morning, a moving van pulls away from a house most people will never afford. Inside it, the last of one wealthy resident's life in Britain. At that same hour, 4,000 miles away, a private jet drops toward Dubai. Forecasts suggest Britain could lose 16,500 millionaires this year as the Gulf gains. But one crucial number is still missing. This is where the world's money is really going, and why the simple story is wrong. First, forget the headline. Wealth is fleeing the West hides three very different things. 1. People. Millionaires physically relocating. 2. Their money machines. Family offices and holding companies. And 3. The biggest of all. Sovereign funds. Governments moving trillions. And most of the wealthy aren't emigrating at all. They're building bases. A home here, a company there, a trust somewhere else. By 2026, more than a quarter of these movers already live outside their country of nationality. This isn't flight, it's strategy. And remember, much of this is counted by firms that profit from helping the rich move. So start with the place they're leaving fastest. For a century, London was where global money came to feel safe. Then Britain changed the rules. In April 2025, the UK replaced its non-dom tax rules. For many wealthy residents, a major incentive to stay disappeared. Britain, up to 45% income tax, percent on inheritance. 0 and 0. By one estimate, $92 billion in liquid wealth left the UK in a single year. One prominent investor moved his family office to Switzerland, calling the change worse than Brexit. Norway tried the opposite, a wealth tax, and watched billionaires leave, costing the state billions. But here's the catch. London still ranks second in the world for finance. Denmark and Sweden stay rich on 50% taxes. Tax alone isn't the whole story. If Europe is pushing money out, who engineered the pull? Dubai didn't get lucky. It built a machine to attract wealth. Zero income tax is the headline. But zero tax alone has failed everywhere it's been tried. Without the rest. A 10-year golden visa gives the wealthy something Europe stopped offering: permanence. Streets ranked among the safest on Earth. A company set up in days, not months. And familiar English law inside its finance zones, where the top 120 families now control over $1 trillion. Luxury branded apartments, more than triple Miami's count, at a fraction of the price. But the markets here are still shallow, and a new global minimum tax is quietly eroding the zero tax edge. The Gulf attracts wealth. Asia does something harder. It creates it. For 25 years, Asia has been building new fortunes at breathtaking speed. India minted 31,000 new millionaires last year alone. Its billionaire count jumped 58%. China's economy has grown more than 15-fold since 2000. The developing world now makes up nearly half of global output, up from a quarter. This is first-generation wealth: founders, factories, apps, not inherited estates. But here's the reversal nobody expects. The country creating isn't in Asia at all. This is the United States, roughly 440,000 new millionaires in a single year. So if the West still creates the most wealth, why does so much wealth flow east? Follow the states. Forget migrating millionaires. The real giant is government money. Sovereign wealth funds now control around $13 trillion, and they've changed their game. For decades, the Gulf was the world's lender, buying safe Western debt. Now it's the world's buyer, owning technology, AI labs, even the studios behind your video games. Saudi Arabia's fund led a $55 billion buyout of a gaming giant, the largest in history. And contrary to the myth, it invests most of that money at home, rebuilding its own economy. The risk? These funds answer to rulers, not shareholders. Deals can vanish on a political whim. Which raises the obvious question: is the West finished? Not even close. American markets added $7 trillion of value in a single year. New York and London still rank first and second on Earth. The dollar still prices the world's trade and debt. Nothing has replaced it. And the biggest AI breakthroughs still happen in America, which is why Gulf and Asian funds pay billions just to invest in them. Meanwhile, the East's grandest visions are stumbling. Billions in canceled contracts in the Saudi desert. But even America is nervous. It's now the world's biggest source of citizens applying for a second passport. So if it's not collapse and not takeover, what is it? This is not the fall of the West or the rise of the East. It's the end of a single capital of money. The wealthy no longer choose between New York, they choose both. Create where markets run deepest. Hold where the law is strongest. Live where you're taxed least. A world with many centers, not one. Over the next decade, watch 3 shifts: Europe's policy direction, the Gulf's major investments, and the growth of Asia's financial markets. The money isn't leaving the world's great cities. It's learning to live in all of them at once. If this reshaped how you see the map, subscribe to Wealth Beyond Borders.